Hi and welcome to Slimline Consulting Slideshow. I am Bina Deshpande, registered dietitian. In this slideshow, I am going to talk about the importance of lowering total fats from your diet and the importance of lowering cholesterol to maintain good cardiac health. To keep ourselves in healthy status, we need to eat balanced diet which includes variety of grains, colorful fruits and colorful vegetables. Balanced diet provides us vitamins, minerals, dietary fiber, antioxidants. We need all these nutrients to keep ourselves in healthy status. At the same time, to keep ourselves in heart healthy status, we need to reduce sugars, salt, and total fats. In this part of presentation, I will be talking about why one should reduce total fats from our diet. The scientific evidence is clear that low fat diets can help to prevent chronic health problems such as some type of cancers, obesity, and obesity related health conditions such as diabetes and cardiovascular disease. Elevated cholesterol is one of the main causes for cardiovascular disease. Diets high in fat is the main reason behind high cholesterol level. The message is to maintain your heart in healthy status, reduce fats from your diet. Though the message is straightforward, most people fail to follow it for a longer duration. If person knows the reason for following the particular diet, it becomes easier to implement and is result oriented. For better understanding why to reduce fat from diet, I have divided this presentation in three small parts. In first part of this presentation, I will be talking about lipids, lipoproteins, good and bad cholesterol. In the second part, I will be talking about why do we need to lower our cholesterol or how cholesterol is connected to cardiovascular diseases. And in third part, I will be talking about what are the changes one should to implement to maintain healthy status. Let me list few things most people are curious about. What is lipids and fat? Why do we need fat? Why do we need cholesterol? What are lipoproteins? What are different types of lipoproteins? Why elevated low density lipoproteins or LDL is considered as bad cholesterol, or why HDL is considered as good cholesterol. Let's start working on these questions one by one. What is lipid and what is fat? Lipids in food and in human body has three components, and those are: first is fat or triglyceride, second is phospholipids, and third is sterols. When people talk about fat, they are talking about triglycerides. The term fat is more familiar. Fats are major part of lipids. Triglycerides are not soluble in water as well as blood. Second component of lipid is phospholipid. Phospholipids are vital part of cell membranes. Phospholipids are soluble in water as well as in fat. Phospholipids help fat and sterols to travel back and forth across the cells and tissues. Third component of lipid is sterol. Example of sterol are cholesterol and vitamin D. In this presentation, I will be talking about cholesterol as it is directly connected to cardiac health. Like phospholipids, the body can make all the cholesterol it needs. All three components of lipids are necessary for good health. Let us see what is the role of fat in our body and what is the role of fat in our diet. Or why do we need fat? Fat is a major component of cell membranes. Fat provides energy, essential fatty acids, carry fat soluble vitamins, precursor of many hormones, bile and vitamin D. Fats cushion vital organs, protect body from temperature extremes. Why do we need fat in our diet? In, a, in daily diet, fat enhances the aroma and flavors of food and contributes to satiety or feeling of fullness after meal. So we all need fat, but just in right quantity. Now let us see why we need cholesterol. Cholesterol performs three main functions. It is part of every cell. It is an important component of cell membrane. It is a precursor of bile acids, which is important for digestion in the intestine. Precursor of vitamin D, steroid hormone, and sex hormone. Without cholesterol, none of this function would take place, and without these functions, human being wouldn't exist. Now we know three components of lipids. Now moving to the next question, what are lipoproteins? Cholesterol and triglycerides are insoluble in blood. To get transported to various body cells and tissues, all these components of lipids cluster together with a specialized protein, and the whole particle is known as lipoprotein. Lipoproteins help triglycerides and cholesterol to move in the blood. Main lipoproteins: chylomicron, very low density lipoprotein, and HDL, that is high density lipoprotein. These lipoproteins are characterized by the percentage of lipids and type of lipids they carry. For example, after eating in digestive tract, during digestion process, simple sugars and fat gets converted into triglycerides. The lipoprotein chylomicron transport these triglycerides to cells and tissues. The cells and tissues of the body extract these triglycerides from chylomicron passing by. The remnants will go to the liver and will be reused. If your diet, in simple words, within a few hours after eating food, fats from diet and sugars will get converted into triglycerides, which will get deposited from intestine to fat tissues. Is high in fats and sugar for years, obviously more triglycerides will get deposited in the fat cells, which will result in obesity. This is the one reason why one needs to cut down total fat and sugar from daily diet. Before moving to other lipoproteins, let us understand the density of the lipids and the density of proteins. Lipids are lighter than proteins. In other words, the density of lipid is lower than the density of proteins. Let's come back to the other lipoproteins. Very low density lipoprotein and low density lipoprotein. The lipoprotein VLDL carries triglycerides and cholesterol made in the liver to the body cells. These lipoproteins percentage of lipids is more than the percentage of proteins. Therefore, compared to the other lipoproteins, their densities are very low and they are known as very low density lipoproteins. During the blood circulation, VLDL donates much of their triglycerides to body cells and body tissues. As VLDL donates most of its triglycerides to cells and tissues, percentage of fat reduces and density of these lipoproteins changes from very low to low. These low density lipoproteins carry cholesterol and continue to circulate in the blood. The lipoproteins LDL. The lipoprotein LDL carries cholesterol made in the liver to the body cells. LDL transports cholesterol to body cells and tissues and many times considered as bad cholesterol. LDL cholesterol carries cholesterol into body cells and tissues and delivers cholesterol. While coming out of the cells and tissues, the same lipoprotein carries less percentage of cholesterol. This fact changes the density of lipoprotein particle from low density to high density lipoprotein and known as HDL. HDL carries cholesterol away from body cells to liver for disposal. This is the reason it is considered as good cholesterol. LDL and HDL cholesterol carry the same kind of cholesterol. The difference to health lies between 1. Proportion of lipid they carry, 2. The task they perform. LDL carries cholesterol from liver and delivers it to body cells and tissues, while HDL transport excess of cholesterol from cells and tissues to the liver for the disposal. Elevated LDL concentration in the blood is a sign of high risk of heart attack, whereas elevated HDL concentration in blood is associated with low risk. Cholesterol is a major component of all lipoproteins, though the percentage is different. There is a direct positive relationship between total cholesterol and coronary heart disease. Individuals whose diets are high in saturated fat and total fats have increased blood cholesterol levels and possess an increased risk of coronary heart diseases. Lowering total cholesterol reduces coronary heart disease risk. Now let us see how elevated cholesterol is connected to heart disease. We know that LDL is primary cholesterol carrier in the blood. In proper amount, LDL is good as it carries insoluble cholesterol through the bloodstream to nerves and other tissues. However, high amount of LDL is a predictor of cardiovascular disease. Excess of cholesterol can form plaques that narrows arteries. Narrowing and hardening of the arteries is called atherosclerosis, and it is underlying cause of heart attack and stroke. Over time, this plaque can block the arteries and cause problems throughout the body, including heart. Atherosclerosis is preventable and treatable. Secondly, deposited LDL cholesterol or fatty streaks are susceptible for damage by oxidation. Once it is oxidized, it goes directly within the inner lining of the artery and damages the artery permanently. This is why selection of good fat is required and presence of antioxidants in diet is necessary. So far we have learned lipids consist of dietary fat, cholesterol and phospholipids. All three lipids, all three components of lipids are required for healthy living. Lipoproteins are cluster of triglycerides or fat, protein and phospholipids. Difference between low density lipoprotein and high density lipoprotein is that LDL has more percentage of cholesterol and deposit cholesterol to cells, whereas HDL has less percentage of cholesterol and takes cholesterol away from the cells. Elevated LDL concentration in blood is a sign of high risk of heart attack and known as bad cholesterol, whereas elevated HDL concentration is associated with low risk and known as good cholesterol. Deposited LDL can narrow and damage your arteries and potentially lead to atherosclerosis. High fat diet increases blood cholesterol. Cholesterol and cardiovascular diseases are connected. Now let us see what are the changes that one should implement to maintain healthy status. A plan called Therapeutic Lifestyle Changes can help people who have high amounts of cholesterol in their blood. Key features of therapeutic lifestyle changes are lower fat from your daily diet, maintain healthy weight, and participate in exercise program. Maintain healthy weight for your age and gender. Talk to your dietitian or doctor to find out the healthy weight for you. Set a goal and try to reach and maintain that goal. Reduce total fats from your daily diet. Reduce the total amount of fat that you eat, including heart healthy fats, to 25 to 30% of total calorie requirements. You can reduce this fat by changing cooking method to grilling, steaming, baking, or by using cooking spray. Limit saturated fats. Foods high in saturated fats are butter, cream, whole milk, poultry with skin, bacon, sausages, red meat. Substitute saturated fat containing foods with heart healthy fat options such as olive oil or with reduced fat dairy options. Eating the right types of fat and avoiding the unhealthy ones helps to reduce buildups of plaque in your blood vessels. This lowers risk of heart attacks and stroke. Limit the amount of cholesterol that you may eat to less than 200 milligrams per day. For your information, one egg yolk has about 212 milligrams of cholesterol. So go for egg beaters. Avoid or limit foods containing trans fats. Develop a habit of reading food labels. Include dietary fibers in daily diet. Include colorful fruits and vegetables. They are natural antioxidants and prevent artery damage. Limit sodium that you eat to less than 200 milligrams per day. Stay hydrated. Drink at least 8 glasses of water in a day. Last but not the least, participate in daily exercise program. This concludes my presentation. I thank you for your time and I hope that this presentation have been helpful and that you will apply this information in your future.